parents aren't ready. They've never been served with any paperwork, so they don't really know what the allegations are against them.
But they know enough to hire an attorney, huh?
Yes, ma'am.
That doesn't make much sense to me.
Well, I can understand that.
I removed that Miss Lawrence about 5 times, literally. And from now on, if she can just sit there, her lawyer hadn't told her, that's not my problem.
They're in their vehicle. I'm not sure why and I've told them, I'm not sure why they're still in the meeting, but I'll try to call them again.
Well, they're trying to get in. I keep getting rid of them.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. They're back.
You do.
Also, for the record, Mr. Ostrowski is here to interpret for Mr. Masip if he were to appear or will appear. So he's here for the record. Miss McClure.
And for the record, I'm substituting for Courtney today.
Okay, thank you. Miss Wheeler is Miss Salazar's lawyer that Miss McClure subbing in for. Okay, Miss Guy, what are the terms of the MSA?
Judge, we did enter into a mediated settlement agreement back on January 27th of this year. As part of the agreement, the department and ad litems will be dismissed. The mother will be appointed the sole managing conservator of the child. The father will be designated as a possessory conservator of the child. The father will have visitation at such times and places agreed to by the mother. And the father's visitation will be supervised by mom or someone designated by her. If the mother has reason to believe that the father is using or under the influence of illegal substances, then his visitation will be canceled. And finally, we have a provision regarding child support that upon his release from incarceration, that he should provide child support starting on the first day of the month following his release and continuing each month thereafter at a rate of $222.56. And then also he'll pay cash medical at a rate of $50 per month. Judge, I think it would be appropriate if the court ordered a specific date for child support to start. Perhaps Ms. San Miguel has a date when we might expect him to be released.
No, I can't. I mean, it's unenforceable if it doesn't have a beginning date.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to order 50-50 of the uninsured healthcare expenses. I'm sure y'all had that, but that needs to be in there. Yes, Ms. San Miguel?
I just spoke with the jail and they're getting on right now onto Zoom. So maybe.
I'm done. I'm not going to wait.
Okay.
Got a busy day and it's 9:15. Ms. San Miguel, I need to know when I can put a date the child support begins.
Okay. And that's what I was hoping he might have that information because he was supposed to transfer to another jail, but he's still in Lampasas. Okay, so I don't need.
Well, hold on. Well, we got till 9:30. We're good. We got 15 more minutes. Here's the mother. Everybody's doing really good showing up today.
Some people repeatedly.
Yeah, just wait for it. Isn't that going to be fun? Ms. Salazar, raise your hand, please. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give be the truth, the whole truth, God? Okay, thank you. You can mute again.
Mr. Ostrowski.
Yes.
I have 2 questions. If you could ask my client when he comes on. The first one is that if he is in agreement with the mediated settlement agreement that I went over with him in jail. And then the second question is if he knows when he's going to be released from jail or what his sentence is.
Okay, thank you. Okay, Ms. San Miguel, for the record again, will you ask Mr. Ostrowski those questions you want your client to answer, please?
Yes, I do agree with the agreement settlement and the mediation term discussed. ¿No entiende cuando va a salir de la cárcel?
Oh, ¿qué voy a hacer cuando salga de la cárcel?
Muy bien, entonces una vez que le dan de libertad por la cárcel, ¿qué piensa hacer usted?
Bueno, cuando salga de aquí...
No le entendí.
What is his sentence date? How much time was he given?
I already have 4 months here.
Okay, not how much time he's been in there. How much time Was he ordered to jail for his sentence?
12 meses. 1 year, Your Honor. 1 year, Ms. San Miguel.
Okay. And that was from December 2022?
¿Y eso comenzó en el mes de diciembre de 2022?
No. Eso comenzó el día.
No, I really did. It's supposed to have commenced July 19, 2022. So I'm already here 8 months. By July 19, I should be put.
That helps. Thank you.
Muchas gracias.
Okay. Mr. Ostrowski, ask him what he's serving time on with the charges, please.
Un delito.
Poner la vida del niño en peligro y menos de un gramo de.
Yeah, my crime was to have 1 gram less of metasaline. Your Honor, I have to apologize. There's an echo in the sound of Mr. Massey. So I may have had some difficulty understanding. I'm going to ask him to speak a little slower so that I could understand. Yeah, the reason that because they would have put in danger with his family.
Judge, the charge that he pled guilty on was endangering a child.
Okay.
State jail felony.
Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Guy.
Sure.
Okay, so Mr. San Miguel, when do we anticipate he'll be out?
July 19th of this year, 2023.
Okay. So I think we'll start child support September 1st of 2023. Mr. Mesa, do you understand the terms of the settlement in this case?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And you're in agreement, correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, good. Okay, Ms. Salazar, you understand the terms of the agreement?
Yes.
And you're good with it, right?
Yes.
So I'm going to name Ms. Salazar as the sole managing conservator of Derek.
En estos momentos se está fallando de que por la manera de la juez que la señora Salazar va a ser responsable del niño.
And Mr. Masip is possessory conservator. Visits are as agreed by Ms. Salazar and the father. And Ms. Salazar can cancel the visits if Mr. Masip is under the influence. Okay. Child support of around $220 and cash medical of $50 per month begins 9/1/23.
Very good, Your Honor.
Okay. Each parent splits. If Derek has any uninsured healthcare expenses, the parents split those 50-50. Okay. You're the supervisor?
Yes, ma'am.
You're in agreement with
yes,
everything? Okay. Mr. Cooley, your attorney ad litem, you agree? I couldn't hear you, but I read your lips, said, yes, ma'am, I do. So, okay. Okay, so everybody's agreed. Everybody's released from further representation, and the case will be closed. Okay?
¿Está de acuerdo, señor? ¿Escuchó?
Okay, good luck. Buena suerte.
Gracias.
Thank you. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Ostrowski, you're good. We'll see you on another day.
I'm always for you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay,
bye-bye.
thank you. Bye-bye. Full MSA as to both cases. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Ms. Guy, you can begin, please.
Judge, we did go to mediation in person back on February 17th, and we came to a full agreement on all of the children's cases. The agreement is that Laura and Clay Garrettson will be named permanent managing conservators.
Hold on just a second. So Friedman in again.
Yes, ma'am.
Margaret Garrett, Kim Singleton. Myers, it's in Myers' case, isn't it?
Mr. Alejandre and Miss Barrington, the parents will be named possessory conservators. There will be a geographic restriction to Lampasas County and Williamson County and contiguous counties. The maternal grandmother, Janet Barrington, or other agreed person will supervise all visitations. And the father Mr. Alejandre will need to be present at all visitations that mom and dad get. The visitation plan that we agreed to is a step-up plan, and it begins on March 4th of 2023. So it did start on Saturday. Okay. And for the first for months 1 through 3 of the visitation, the parents will visit Saturday and Sunday from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. on the 1st, 3rd, and 5th weekends of each month. Then during months 3 to 6, the parents will start overnight visits on the 1st, 3rd, and 5th weekends, starting 10 a.m. Saturday and ending at noon on Sunday. For months 6 through 12, the parents will get the 1st, 3rd, and 5th from 6 p.m. Friday until 6 p.m. Sunday. And then after 1 year, after the 12-month mark, weekends from 6 p.m. Friday to 6 p.m. Sunday, provided the parents can have unsupervised visits with Rhaegar during the period of weekend visits. The last provision is after Rickon turns 5 years old, parents will have standard visitation with all children without supervision.
Okay, that sounds good. Is there a provision in there that if you don't do this and you fall back to that provision? I mean, it doesn't matter. I was just wondering.
We did not specify that. Okay, so the parents are going to be responsible for pickup and drop off for all visits. And the parents must confirm their intent to exercise visitation by providing 24-hour notice. The parents will have reasonable electronic and phone communication with children during any periods of non-possession. And the parents will pay child support in the total amount of $300 per month.
Total for 3 kids?
Yes, ma'am.
But are you gonna consolidate the 2 cases?
I can do that.
I think that would be way easier than doing this much due there, this much due there. Don't you think?
Yes, ma'am. I didn't even consider that, but I think we pretty much have to if we're going to do a child support order like that.
So each parent's paying $300?
No, each parent's paying $150
for 3 kids.
For a total of $300. Yes, ma'am.
Is there an arrearage in child support? I can't remember.
I'm sure there is. We didn't discuss that specifically.
Okay, Judge, they've actually been paying pretty consistently.
They have?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're good with no arrearage, Ms. Darby?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, $50 per parent per month. We'll begin the same day. Y'all did 50-50 of the uninsured.
So for 50-50, is that 50-50 for each parent or 50 for PMC and 50 for PC?
Each parent pays 50%. PMCs
okay.
Don't.
So, Judge, just to clarify, because this is an issue that we did not address at mediation. So, is the placement going to either maintain Medicaid or get medical support? I mean, get medical insurance? I guess this is not a question for the judge as much as it's a question for everyone else.
I would imagine.
Do you know?
Yes.
I'm sure they qualify for Medicaid.
Medicaid or their employment.
And Judge, if it's Medicaid, could we have an agreement that they each pay $25 a month towards the state cash medical? But if it's private, then it's $50 a month each?
$25 a month for 3 kids.
Well, I mean, but that doesn't go to them. It goes to the state.
I know, but that's you and me that are paying for it.
Well, I understand, but it's $25 each per parent. So that's $50 a month.
Well, isn't the child support way, way under minimum?
Yes.
The answer is no.
Okay.
I mean, I'm having a real hard time with each of these parents paying $150 a month child support for 3 kids. I mean, it should be at least $300, I would imagine, or $275. So no. I mean, the less that you and me have to pay to support these kids, because they're obviously not, no.
Okay. And Judge,
Okay.
just to clarify, part of the reason is because mom's disabled at this time, and she'll be working on getting on some sort of disability, I assume. So really, Dad is ultimately the one that's going to majority of the bill, because mom is not able to work with her hand injury at this time, is my understanding.
Okay, well, then it all averages out to be about right if he's paying 300, yeah, plus that. Yeah. I mean, they'd be paying a lot more if those kids are with them.
I agree. I understand. I just wanted to clarify for the court.
I think that was it.
Sorry, Miss Chandler, what do you need?
Your Honor, Ms. Guy went over everything, and Ms. Dowdle made the clarifications that I was going to make. So I'm good.
Good. Okay, Ms. Dowdle, anything else you need?
No, ma'am. I think that covers it all.
Ms. Irwin, you agree with the MSA?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Thank you. Ms. Darby?
Yes, Judge.
Okay, let me just reiterate what I have. Are the Garrisons JMC?
The parents, yes, they're joint. The Garretsons are.
Summers Garrisons JMC. The parents are possessor conservator. There's a geographic restriction as to where the children can live, and it is restricted to land passes, Williamson counties, and contiguous counties therein. There is to be an agreed person to supervise all the visits, and Mr. Alejandro must be present in all the visits. There's like a hold on just 1 second. Sorry. Okay, what were we talking about? I lost my train of thought. Oh, I was reading the document.
Summarizing, yeah.
Mr. Alejandro is to be present at all visits. There's a step-up plan. Each parent pays $150 per month, beginning 4/1/23, and $50 per parent per month. Cash medical, also beginning 4/1/23. Each parent pays 50/50 of the uninsured healthcare expenses the children incur. Everybody is released, and the case will be closed per the final order. Y'all, thank you for going to mediation. I'm glad everybody showed up at mediation. Sometimes people don't show, but mediation is a great thing and a good way to get matters resolved. So wish everybody and all the kiddos the best of luck. Thank you. Thank y'all. I read that little one is with Miss Denton's sister up near the Dallas area. I get confusing things on whether the parents want to sign voluntary affidavits of relinquishment. Don't think much has been done on the service plan. We need to discuss $125 per week for childcare and hair strand testing. So that's what I got from the cost report and the CPS report. Ms. Guy, what do you need today?
Judge, I believe we just need, well, Myra, was there a service plan even done? I don't know if these parents were participated in a family group conference.
I did create a service plan, and I did go over it with them last week before.
Okay. And in that case, Judge, I would ask that the service plan be made in order of the court at this time.
Okay.
Your Honor, can you hear me now?
I can hear you now.
Okay, perfect. Just to clarify, my client wants to work services, Ms. Denton. So that the initial thought of voluntarily relinquishing is no longer on the table. So he's been in touch with Ms. Garrett, and my understanding is she is pushing forward, and Mr. Munson can tell you his status.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Keeler. Okay, we'll head in that direction you're speaking about, Mr. Keeler. Okay, you need anything, Mr. Cooley, other than that?
Oh, ma'am, that'll do it.
Thank you. Ms. Wheeler's not here today, so Ms. McClure is filling in for Mr. Munson's attorney. What do y'all need, Ms. McClure?
Okay. Oh, okay. Yes, I would like to do the same thing as Ms. Denton.
Okay, so you do want to work
forward.
Services?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Definitely. Thank you.
Okay, good. Okay. Anything else, Ms. McClure?
No, that's all we needed, Judge.
Okay, thank you. Miss Singleton, what do y'all need today?
I don't need anything. The baby's doing well. Hopefully parents will do services. We just need the daycare paid for.
Okay. Let's talk about that, y'all, because that seems to be a big topic. Parents, are y'all able to pay $125 a week? What are we going to do about that, y'all?
Yes, I've actually paid 4 times already to Nicole, and most of the time it's more than $125. I give her enough money for food and diapers too.
Okay. Do y'all work?
Yes, I work.
Okay,
I don't.
I started. Sorry, go ahead.
Ma'am, what did you say? I didn't hear. We were talking.
I'm sorry. I said I don't at the moment. Sorry, it's like glitchy.
That's I know. I understand. But are you going to get a job?
Yeah. I've been looking for things at the moment.
Yeah, I actually recently just got her a car too, so that she could go get a job. Yeah.
Where do you live? Okay. So you got lots of places you can go south or that way. You can go.
Yeah.
Y'all right. Mr. Munson, where are you working at?
I started my own company recently, actually, for flooring, and I'm doing a large wedding venue and a couple garages here and there. It's decent money. So
yeah. Well, if you can pay $125 a week, that's a pretty good deal.
And that's it. Yep, definitely.
Okay. Well, I'm just going to put in here parents, and you're paying that directly to the caregiver. Is that correct?
Yes, I Zelle her through our bank.
Ms. Cummings, are you good with that?
Your Honor, personally, I would prefer that the department pay for the daycare, but the parents continue to give the $125 a week to the caregivers for things that the baby needs.
Yep.
I think financially it would be better because the placement's not paid.
Is
they're about to start getting their kinship funds. I just approved their home study.
If we ask the department to pay, will it be the daycare where the child is going? You know, sometimes that's kind of a cluster.
I don't know the answer to that because I don't know if the daycare that she's currently going to accepts CCMS. If they don't, then it wouldn't be, I don't believe.
Ed Lyons, can y'all find that out?
Your
Honor. Okay, let me think about this. Okay, this is probably clear as mud, but this is what I'm going to say. Parents continue to pay $125 per week to placement for expenses and child care. If child care is not provided by CPS, CPS is to provide child care only change if agreed by placement and ad items. So basically what that means is, I know that's really goofy, but what this means is if Mila doesn't have to change daycares and the department can pay for it, the department will pay for it. If she has to change, then placement and you ad items agree upon that. Because I don't know. I mean, that's Forney Coffin is kind of a big town. And I don't want them to have to drive far, be really inconvenienced. I don't want her to have to change if we don't have to. So basically, y'all are paying $125 and it's either going to be child care expenses or what both, okay? But if the department's paying for child care, then they're going to be getting the expense money, okay? I know that doesn't make any sense, or the way I wrote it does not make any sense, but y'all all understand what I'm talking about.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, not y'all. Y'all don't have to do it. Y'all just work hard to pay. The headlines will figure it out.
Okay. Yeah. Your Honor, Nicole just responded. Her daycare does not take CCMS.
There you go. Okay. Well, then she'll be getting money from the parents to help out, and she'll get some small amount of kinship funds too. So, okay. Well, I mean, if she wants to change, I mean, y'all talk to her and see what the plan is. Y'all can make the plan. I'm good with whatever y'all decide. Okay, parents, I'm glad y'all are going to work your service plan. I tell you at every hearing, you got to comply with the service plan or your parental rights can be subject to termination. Okay, well, y'all get on your plan because this is our 60th day hearing. And usually at the next hearing, we need to know if people are going to get on or people are going to get off, okay? So I think that's all. Anybody need anything else? Okay, well, good luck to y'all, and I'll see y'all in June.
All right. Thank you.
To a breakout room to discuss going forward with the trial today or at a later date in person. So I'll tell you what we're going to do about that in a minute. So, but Ms. Guy, you do need to put on some testimony, please.
Yes, ma'am. Judge, at this time, I'll call Myra Garrett.
Okay, please.
Ms. Garrett, what is your role in this case?
I am the current ongoing caseworker.
How long have you been assigned to the Worsham case?
A month.
And prior to you being the caseworker, who was the caseworker?
Miss Candace Hollingsworth.
Are you aware of the transitional monitored return ordered by this court back on September 8th?
Yes.
And are you aware that monitored return included an extensive list of things that the parents needed to continue to accomplish in order for the transitional monitored return to continue? You're aware of that, correct?
Yes.
And at this time, are the parents in compliance with those orders that the judge entered back on September 8th?
No.
Have you had any contact with these parents during your tenure on this case?
No, I have attempted to contact them and was unsuccessful.
And prior to you being on the case, are you aware of when the last time the department had any contact with the parents whatsoever?
I don't remember exactly off the top of my head, but I believe it was a few months ago.
Okay. And like you said, you've made efforts to locate them, to get in contact with them, and you've been unsuccessful.
Yes, I have attempted to reach them by phone, and I have gone out to the residence.
So it's safe to say that your recommendation at this point would be to terminate the monitored return, since we have no way of knowing whether the parents can provide a safe home for these children at this point.
Yes.
And are you asking the court to do that today?
I am.
I'll pass the witness.
Just briefly, Your Honor.
Mr. Brown.
Ms. Garrett, if we have a trial, I don't know if you or Candace is going to testify, but can you, before the trial, make yourself familiar with some of the things that went on in June, July, August, September, the classes that they took, the AANA meetings that they went to, all of the negative screens that they did, UAs, the screens that they did, so that I can just have a very quick cross-examination of you and bring out those kinds of things. Can you make yourself familiar with those things if you testify and Candace doesn't testify?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I think it's going to be reset April 11th, and that would just really, really help us if you could get familiar with those kinds of things. It's going to speed things along on April 11th, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. Pass the witness, Judge.
Thank you, Mr. Brown. Anybody else?
Your Honor, just a couple questions. Ms. Garrett, when you said you went out to the residence, did it appear that anyone was living at that residence when you went out there?
It appeared that someone had been living there, but it did not appear that anyone was home at the time.
Okay.
It looked like someone had been there, probably not that same day, but fairly recently.
Okay. What made it appear?
Hold on. Hold on. Can you repeat that? I didn't get that whole answer.
It looked like someone had been there recently, but it didn't appear that anybody was there when I was out there.
And what made you think someone had been there recently?
I mean, with it being my first time to visit the home, it didn't look completely abandoned, in my opinion.
Were there any vehicles located at the residence?
Not that I saw, no.
Okay. Did you see any pets or animals outside?
Not at that time, no, ma'am.
Okay. Any other indication of any mail stacked up or newspapers or packages or anything?
Not that I saw. I just had seen like some tire tracks in the area.
Okay.
Looked like someone had driven through recently.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Judge. That's all I have.
Okay. Anybody else? Okay. Thank you. Ms. Scott, next witness, please.
I don't have any other witnesses, Judge.
Mr. Brown, do you have any witnesses?
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Dowd?
No, Your Honor.
Mr. Vant, boys doing well?
Pardon me?
Boys doing well?
Yes, they are, Your Honor. I had a Zoom meeting with them last month. They are, and they're doing well in the house with the foster parents.
Great. Yay, yay. Mr. Cooley, ditto?
Yes, ma'am. I also had a Zoom call with them last Thursday, I want to say it was. And the boys were very engaging, especially Kenton, which if you've seen him as many times as I have, when I said, "Hi, Kenton," and he perked up and said, "Hi," it was such a nice surprise, and just the progress that he's making and that they're both making, really. But Kenton, Rayson's still very young, but Kenton he's just done a 180, and it's really great to see. But yes, ma'am, they're doing wonderful.
And he's about to have a birthday pretty soon, so then he'll be 4, so he'll be blowing and going.
Mm-hmm. You bet.
Okay, great. Okay, I will disrupt the monitor return. And actually, it was a transitional monitor return that didn't y'all agree upon that at mediation? Y'all did. Ms. Dowdle's saying yes. So y'all agreed to a transitional monitor return.
We agreed. We would agree that's what we did, and then you didn't order it until September.
Okay. Yeah, on 9/8/22, I agree. Let's see. It's a transitional monitor return granted. Then a lot of really short docket entries since then because we haven't really had much compliance. I don't see on this docket sheet. Then transitional monitor return is granted. That makes a new dismissal date being 9/2/23. But based upon the testimony I heard today and the agreement of the parties in a breakout room as to our next court date, we are going to be in person for a final trial at 9 a.m. on 4/11/23. Okay. Okay, so we have disruptive monitor return. I find that is in the children's best interest. No visits without further court order. Parents hair strand per CPS with the results back before 4/11/23. If y'all can find them. So, okay, well, good luck, Ms. May. Thank you. Thank you for going to the breakout room with us. We'll see you on 4 status hearing. Everybody else too. I have that Anthony is with Miss Knowles' friend in Lampasas County. Parents need to get on their service plan. We need to have 3 clean consecutive UAs before we can do visitation. Yeah, I see Miss Knowles now. That's what I got off the report. So, Ms. Guy, you may begin. What do you need?
Judge, my notes just indicate that Ms. Knowles is still using drugs at this time and hasn't been tested. So I guess I would just ask the caseworker if there's any further update.
Miss McDonald.
Where is she? Oh, there she is, right in front of me. Miss McDonald.
Yes, I don't show that either parent has tested since the middle of January. Miss Knowles was supposed to go to rehab last week, but that did not work out. I mean, I know that Ashley has begun, I believe, well, no, that's not true. Mr. Landers was referred for individual therapy. He missed his first session and did not respond to the office regarding that. Miss Knowles was referred for individual therapy, but did not start that with understanding she was going to rehab. But since that did not happen, I mean, basically, not anything on their service plan has been done.
Anybody have any questions of Ms. McDonald? No. Okay. Anything else, Ms. Guy?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Bennett, what do you need?
I have updated information. Would you just like me to say it, or would you like me to have my client testify?
I'd love for you to say it.
Okay, no worries. So my client was all set up to go to rehab and had a plane ticket and everything, and through no fault of her own, honestly, somebody had the dates off and then her insurance expired. Anyway, it's been a big ordeal trying to get her to rehab, but she's trying really hard. I do have confirmation. I can send it later if anyone wants, but she is checking in to inpatient through Synacor in Amarillo on the 10th of this month. So we have got it. She has gotten it reset up again. She has sent me a picture of that confirmation. She's also sent me a picture of her plane ticket to get up there. So, on the 10th, she's going into rehab. She also wanted to make the court aware, and everyone, I don't know if everyone already knows this or not, but the referral about Anthony's skull got canceled with the second opinion. They said that the second doctor, Dr. Chamberlain, said maybe they mixed up his measurements because his actual measurements of his skull and everything were totally off from what the nurse or whoever had originally written down, which was why they were trying to get a second opinion and then see what needed to happen. So I think that's all good. And they said that everything is right on track in physical development. If that's not right, please tell my client and I. And she was also requesting to maybe have another mutually agreed location or something, since the weather's getting nice, to maybe have a visit other than just in the CPS office. Everything, Ashley?
You're muted, ma'am.
Are you guys talking to me? I'm sorry.
Is that Miss Knowles?
No, this is Ashley Barnes. Sorry.
Wrong, Ashley. Sorry.
Oh, no. Yes, that's correct, Natalie.
Hey, okay. Is that everything? I got it all?
I believe so. And I don't know exactly how we're going to do visits once I get to the rehab, but I'm guessing the 3 virtual will apply as soon as I'm allowed to use the phone. I'm guessing. I don't really know, but I'm allowed to contact as long as it's legal, but I do want to stay in contact.
Yeah. And we can talk about that with Teresa and everyone later, but and some of that will be as per the facility that you're at and what they allow. But yeah, so that would be all I request, Judge. And just once she gets into rehab, to be allowed to have video visits if it's allowed.
Okay.
And that's all. I mean, that's her big thing. She's got to go to inpatient before we can really move forward. So she's very cognizant of that, and she really has tried hard to get in.
Okay, good. Okay, great. Before we go any further, let me look at something real quick. Parents are able to virtual 3 times per week as arranged with placement. Ad litem CPS, has that been occurring?
No, ma'am. Not that I'm aware of any have occurred.
Okay. How come? We know?
I do not know. I think they say that they're not able to get access to internet. Although Ms. Barnes, a caregiver, has indicated, she's open to them doing it anytime it's convenient for them, anytime they're around internet. She hasn't required a certain day or time or anything else. They just have not done so.
Okay, thank you. Ms. McClure, what do you and Mr. Landers need today?
I'm assuming I haven't been in a lot of contact with Mr. Landers. I'd like to ask him if I still have all the correct information for contacting him.
Yes, I'm gonna have to give you a different number. I actually the phone I had that I gave you the number to isn't charging, so I had to use someone else's phone. Plus, they had ran out of service. But I'll text you and give you the number as soon as the court hearing's over.
Okay, that'll be great. I guess, Judge, we just need to, they need to get. Well, if Mr. Landers is not going into rehab, I guess he and I need to talk about the importance of drug testing so that he can start having some in-person visits.
I was actually going to talk to you, ma'am, about going to rehab. So
that'd be even better.
Right.
They've had weekly visits twice a week or scheduled for them all along. Their participation has been sporadic.
Okay. You get me that information, and you and I and Teresa will work on finding you a rehab, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, good. Okay. Ms. Richards, what do you need from CASA?
We are good. Anthony's doing great at placement and, just making sure that the parents stay in contact. I know that there was question that they might have potentially moved. So just making sure everybody's updated if they did have to move is my only request.
Okay, great. Thank you. Ms. Darby, what do you need?
Judge, I am in support of the parents having 3 clean consecutive UAs before we go back to supervised visits. I'm concerned about them using and then transferring any of that to Anthony. Additionally, Judge, I did ask Ms. McDonald, and I probably should have asked her the question, to contact the other family members or the other homes that have adopted Mrs. Knoll's children, just because I'd rather have that information out there at the beginning and not at the very end. One of the adoptive homes is, I think, kind of curious. They're kind of on the fence. Miss Barnes is great. He does great at her house. I have no concerns with that house, but just to let everyone know what I've been doing. So the adoptive family has not said that they for sure want to do anything. I think they're just still kind of getting some information and see what they want to do. But I know that Miss Barnes very much loves Anthony as well, and he does very well in their house. I sent you pictures. Miss Barnes has her hands full with a bunch of little ones, and they all play well together and love Anthony in his house. So he's doing well.
He looks older than 4 months in the picture you sent me. He's a big little man. He's really cute. Yeah, it said 4 months. I'm like, man, I thought he's about 6 or 7, but he looks like he's doing real well. Okay, parents, y'all have service plans. You got to comply or your parental rights could be subject to termination. Y'all know that. Miss McDonald, let me ask you this. Do we have hair strands from the parents?
Yes, we did for both of them back in January.
Yeah, good. So we have to do that again. Okay. Miss Knowles, I need you to sign a release for CPS so CPS can confer with your inpatient rehab facility. Okay. I need you to successfully complete Synacor in Amarillo and follow all their recommendations while you're there and upon release. Y'all can visit Anthony in person if CPS receives confirmation that you are going to the inpatient. Okay. So y'all can have a visit before you go there. But after that, I'm going to need 3 clean consecutive UAs before visits can continue. And I'm going to say y'all can Zoom 2 times a week. That's just easier. Miss Barnes has a bunch of kids running around, and 2 times is easier to set up than 3 times a week. And as that will be as arranged by placement. Y'all, it sounds like everybody gets along well, and y'all can just make a plan that way. But they will get a visit this week or whenever you get confirmation about the inpatient, regardless of UA testing. Okay.
Judge, Brittany mentioned it, and I know CPS was concerned as well. Well, not concerned, but just curious as well as to the parents' updated address if they've moved.
At this time, who we're renting from, they got a 3-day vacate notice, and I don't know exactly how the court goes with the proceedings of that, or how long they haven't until they, have to be officially out, and us as well. So that's kind of up in the air. But yes, we're in the process of moving, and I mean, my rehab's residential, so it'll be forever. How long,
And I'm looking into going to residential rehab as well. So our permanent address right now is kind of.
So basically, y'all are in limbo until we know about y'all's rehab and stuff, right?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, and mine's been confirmed, but other than that, we're at the same address.
Okay, well, make sure that the apartment and everybody have y'all's phone numbers, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, good luck to y'all in rehab. I hope it all works out well. And you got a cute little man. Very cute. So thank y'all. We'll be in recess. We'll see y'all on 5/8. And Miss Knowles, if you're still in rehab, don't worry. You can, I don't know, probably we're going to be back in real person by then, but we'll make a plan. Just keep in touch with your lawyer and your caseworker, okay? Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. This is a perm final. I think Miss Guy told me that she wanted to just call it a permanency hearing. I haven't, nothing's been done. Don't think any child support's been paid. I think we have a new intervener. So Miss Guy, you may begin.
Judge, I don't really have anything in particular. I don't believe that, where's Kelly? Oh, there she is. Kelly, are there any specific court orders or things that you wanted to address with the court this morning?
Well, I mean, I don't know where we're at, to be honest with you. I can't get any cooperation out of the parents. Judge, even with the visits, they're virtual. And we've had 20, well, they could have had 27 since December the 2nd. They've only showed up for 14 and 13 have been a no-show. Samantha's gone to her therapist December 21st, January 26th, February 7th. Her therapist is discharging her for unsuccessful participation. She's not scheduling appointments. Trey has never been. He was supposed to go to MHMR, but he didn't show up. He just canceled that appointment, I guess. They have not drug tested since September the 6th. It took a while to find out where they were residing. And I did ask for a copy of their lease so that we can see, their rent and everything. It's actually grandma that has the lease in her name, which I'm really confused. They've already been evicted. They've been to eviction court February the 16th. And grandma has never talked about a medical condition. However, she has, in the court papers to the landlord, the reason that her daughter comes to the apartment is to help her with medical conditions. Medical issues is the word she had used. So right now, since they've been evicted, I don't even know where the parents reside.
So did Miss Weiss, did she indicate to you that she was helping Samantha and Trayvon with the apartment, or how did you know that that the apartment was actually under Miss Weiss's name?
No, actually, when Samantha was released from jail in November, grandma had said that her main concern is going to be the baby. And as hard as it is, she's going to have to not help her daughter. And I guess she helped her daughter. And how we found out about it was grandma had mentioned something on a visit when the ad litem had gone to speak with her. And so that's how that came to light.
So just in summary, Ms. Weiss was keeping it from the department that she was assisting Samantha and Trayvon by renting this apartment in her name. Is that accurate?
Yes.
And does that concern you as far as her request for placement that that her attorney has filed?
It does, because this was the problem in the beginning, is that, you know, she protected her daughter. She violated the safety plan that they had in place and allowed Samantha to be unsupervised with Zaylin. And I feel like we have nothing has changed. Grandma has shown that she's still going to protect her daughter. I mean, so much so that this is now on Grandma's record, this eviction.
Judge, if I may, I did set a placement hearing. Are we having that hearing today, Judge? Based on your announcement, this was a permanency hearing, but I'm happy to.
Unless we can get it done with another hearing and have a trial with the court at 11 o'clock. So I don't think that's going to be happening. Did anybody file a motion to strike your intervention, Mr. What is your name? Mr. Dennis?
Judge, you act like you're not. I'm not in front of you every week.
I know, and you're not in Brown County, so I'm a little confused. You know, my brain just kind of goes tunnel vision.
I come to Lampasas Zoom, and I'm a different person.
I know. Anybody going to object to Mr. Dennis's intervention?
Judge, Ms. Weiss is the grandmother of the child. I do believe that she meets the statutory guidelines for to be an intervener in the case. I just don't think that placement with her is proper, but I think that that's really more of a question for a placement hearing or a final trial.
Well, and my issue, Judge, is that Ms. Tomlinson just put on a bunch of evidence about it, which is fine with me. I'm happy to have that hearing today if that's what you're going to let us do.
My mom was I thought somebody wanted to go to mediation. Did I dream that?
I would like mediation, Your Honor.
Miss Trinidad, why don't you send the lawyers and me and Casa into a breakout room real quick and look at our calendars.
My mom cut me off. I don't have contact with my mother, so I don't know. I was living it out.
Make sure that your device is muted because we can hear y'all.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Okay, y'all, on the Lewis case, here's what we're going to do. We looked at the calendars and what all needs to be planned. Hold on, I need to write something down.
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to have a placement hearing on 4/10/23. Maternal grandma can visit 2 times between now and then as arranged by placement, CPS, and ad litem. So visits are to be supervised. We're going to go to mediation with Emily Miller by June 12th, 23. Placement is to attend the mediation also. The final trial is going to be pushed back to June 12th, 23 to give everybody time to go to mediation. The parents are to submit the hair strands by 3/8/23 as set up by the department. If the parents' hair strand, if they submit to the hair strands, then CPS is to arrange new therapists for the parents. Parents, y'all have service plans. You have to comply. Your parental rights could be subject to termination. Ms. Guy, you need anything else?
Ma'am?
You need anything else?
No, ma'am.
Ms. Darby?
No, Judge.
Thank you. Miss Dowdle? No.
No,
ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Miss Asheville, or I saw you somewhere. I don't know where she got lost in the, let me see. Miss Asheville, you good?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. And placement's good with the Rodriguez's. Everybody's good there. Casa, Miss Cummings, you're good with placement for now?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Miss Cummings, you need any orders today?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, parents, y'all have service plans. You got to comply. Your parental rights could be subject to termination, okay?
Yes,
okay,
ma'am.
y'all keep the Rodriguez's in the loop and Mr. Dennis in the loop when y'all are doing all the mediation stuff so they can plan to attend also. Okay. Okay, thank you. We'll be in recess. See y'all on 410. Calls number 2,
Bye. Thank you.
5. Mr. Cooley here. Yeah. Okay, thank you. Ms. Sam McGill. Okay. 22845, Department versus Davis. Everybody's going to testify. Please raise your hand. I need Ms. Davis to raise your hand.
Judge, it looks like she's trying to connect to audio.
Yeah.
We can't hear us quite yet.
Mr. Cooley, do you know where your client is? We can't hear you again.
Hear you. Judge, I'll just save everybody some time. Ms. Bills and I spoke about this as well as Ms. Garcia, and the mother, Ms. Davis, has done really well with her services and complied with everything the department has asked her to do. And Rhonda has asked that I request the court to go ahead and dismiss this case. The kids are with her and they're safe, and the department has determined that she's appropriate.
Okay, I'm kind of surprised I didn't get that reading from the report.
Rhonda, would you like to provide an update to the court? I think she might be frozen.
Ms. McGill, what do you think?
I visited the kids most recently this last Saturday, and they're doing great, and they had food, and I was more concerned with the dogs than the kids because there's one dog on a leash and dog in a small pen. But other than that, I think they're doing well. I saw Mom be she was actually very appropriate. She handled a teenage daughter who was kind of in teenage angst mode and, really didn't want to talk to me and was kind of standoffish. And she went to her room and Mom went and followed her, talked to her, got her out. I saw Mom, discipline the youngest from standing up on a chair and not putting shoes on before going out. So a lot of appropriate parental behavior that I feel comfortable that the kids are good there. The only request I had was that the youngest girl wanted a kind of birthday party or birthday something. And I know through CASA and the foster system, I know that CASA has like a birthday package. I think that's to come by and kind of give them a little bit something. That's the only thing I could see is that, there's some need. There looks like there's probably some financial need and that to have the father's paid child support is the main concern.
Except this in the kind of case where I can do that. And CASA's not on the case. So CASA's not required to do anything either. So they're just going to have to figure it out. So the good ideas. I'm glad you're able to talk to kids. Okay, Ms. Bills, you're unfrozen. You agree with what Ms. Sam McGill said?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, well then, Mr. Cooley, Ms. Dowdle, I guess y'all don't have any objection to the case being dismissed.
Nope.
Okay, run quick before everybody change their minds. Mr. and Ms. Davis, good luck to y'all. The case will be closed, your lawyers and everybody's released, and we don't want to see y'all in court anymore because it probably won't be a participation case if it is. Okay, so this case will be closed. Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Jessica,
Yes, sir.
do you know what the judge is going to do about us objecting to being on Zoom?
I don't know.
Okay.
I would imagine if we go forward, you're going to file a de novo, assuming I win.
Yeah, and an appeal and a motion for new trial.
I think we should have a breakout meeting.
Okay.
I think that's a good plan. I know.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we have both Mom and Dad here. We'll just go through the attorneys. Mr. Sturmer, you may begin, please.
Judge, we have an agreement for the department to remain the temporary managing conservator. I think this is a good chance that this case could be on a fast track for monitor returns. We want to get the parents started services really quickly. ask that. I don't think you really need to order it, but I think that if the parents will work with CPS, we can get therapy and stuff set up really quickly, and hopefully possibly even be considering a monitored return at the status hearing or first permanency hearing. Kids are placed in foster care. Ask that the placement remain. Parents provide personal effects, and have visits per CPS and the ad items for now.
Okay, Ms. Darby, what do y'all need?
All right, unmute myself. Judge, we're in agreement with that. I do believe that therapy needs to be set up as soon as possible. I think we all know that with cases like this, it's usually something else, not just cleaning the house. So I know Ms. Shaw is really looking forward to maybe talking to someone and getting with a counselor as soon as possible. She tells me that Mr. Dutton is on the birth certificate of both kids. They are currently married. However, they got married after Wesley was born. But just for your records.
Okay, good. I was going to ask.
Okay. I would like to have to look at the monitor return at the next hearing.
Okay.
They are together, so that's all I have.
Okay. What about any of the parents have any Native American heritage?
No.
No. Mr. Dutton? No.
No. No, ma'am.
Okay. Thank you. And I guess y'all have never been to any court over Wesley or anything before, right?
No, ma'am.
No. Okay, thank you. Okay, Mr. Dennis, what's up?
Nothing extra to say other than what Ms. Darby has already said, Judge. We're in agreement.
Thank you. Ms. Beatty?
I would agree with the stuff if the parents can get their services worked. Look at next hearing. The kids are good where they're at. They're into daycare and they're doing well. They don't need anything else right now.
Okay, great. Ms. Mystic?
I agree. I sent you pictures, I think, of the kids. Oh, maybe I didn't. Sorry. Anyway, gosh. I'll send them. There's a bunch. But I agree. This to be in the best interest of the children at this time. But I also agree this is probably maybe one of our fast ones, and sounds like the parents are ready to get engaged in services.
Okay, good. Okay, parents, y'all are ordered to provide personal effects as requested by CPS, placement, and or the ad litems. Visits will be as the placement, ad litems, and everybody can arrange also. After today, I'm sure your lawyers have told y'all there'll be a meeting called a family group conference. And at the family group conference, that's where your service plan will be developed. And, you know, y'all's lawyers have already talked about the service plan and y'all getting on it as soon as possible. I tell everybody at every hearing you have to comply with the service plan or your parental rights could be subject to termination. Oh, I'm looking at pictures. Hold on. Cute, cute, cute. You got the little man's talking to a big old fat cat. Oh, look at her. Cute, cute. Got some more. Hold on. Hey. Darling kids. Our status hearing will be April 19th, but it sounds like y'all will be on your services and probably doing a whole lot of them by then. Probably finished a lot. Are y'all going to do them on post or through CPS, or have y'all even talked about that, lawyers?
Which I would prefer, is Anna going to be the CVS worker?
It's my understanding.
Okay. I would prefer.
I'm sorry, I was trying to comment. I'm sorry, Brittany. Yes, she is.
Okay. I would prefer that we just go through someone the department contracts with. I think it's always faster that way.
Okay, that's good. We don't have to worry about releases and all that stuff. Okay. What about applications for court-appointed attorney, guys? Have y'all filled those out?
Judge, you'll be proud of me. I emailed it to her today. So.
Okay.
We have not had it filled out yet, Judge, but we'll get on that.
Okay. I'll say they're due by 3/9/23 or attorney's release. Parents, I need y'all to fill those out. So I need to know if you're entitled to a court-appointed attorney. If I don't have the information, I don't know. And then you will no longer have an attorney.
I understand, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Okay, got that written down. Okay. Trying to think. I think we covered it all. Name the department as a temporary managing conservator of the children. What general area are the kids? Oh, Dory sent me some more pictures. Let me look at y'all's kiddos. Cute, cute. What general area are the children placed in, Miss Beatty or Miss or somebody? Okay, good. So they're relatively close. Okay. Okay, well, I appreciate that. And parents, thank y'all for getting with your lawyers and making a plan real quick. We'll see y'all on April 19th. That's our next hearing, okay? Hearing for the girls, we have a trial. I know it's not going to be a trial today. I read all the reports. Some of the reports talk about parents going to couples counseling, talk about Mr. Hausman having marijuana levels kind of all over the board. That Bentley's still with his aunt and Bryson is home on extended visit with the parents. Parents are running all over the place doing things. CASA, I think it was only in the CASA report was Bryson to go to ABA therapy. I don't really know if that's possible since it's in Austin. Play therapy is a good idea. Mr. Hausman had a bad attitude when CASA came over to the house. You get more bees with honey, FYI. The girls are still with Megan in Burnett County, doing good, and that's what I got. So, Miss Vanna, what do you need today?
Thank you, Judge. Well, as to the girls, the department is asking for an extension in this case. It's my understanding that the department and CASA had a meeting and they've kind of agreed how to proceed. And so overall, things are going well. And Bryson's doing good in the home with the parents. And so I believe that the department is asking for the extension on the girls and then to leave all of the orders in place as they are, except for approve alternating weekends with the parents, with the kids. So for example, starting on March 10th for Bentley to go visit with the parents for the weekend. And then the following weekend, the two twins would go. And this would go on, I mean, it says undetermined amount of time, but obviously at some point the goal is to get all of them together and see how the parents do to see if we could start a monitored return at, before the next final trials come up.
That's a good idea.
And other than that, I don't think that the department needs anything else. I know that CASA wants the ABA therapy, but like the court mentioned, it is in Austin, and I don't think that that's going to be possible. And I know that Bryson is getting services through the school as well, and he seems to be doing good.
Okay. Parents do the transportation for the pickup and return?
Yes, Judge.
Got it. Okay. Thank you, Miss Vanna. Miss McClure, what do y'all need?
I'm excited that we have a plan in place for eventually getting all the kids back home. I know that this case is, we've had our ups and downs, but it sounds like that everybody does see a way forward for a monitored return. And I think it's a good idea to probably stagger it so that we don't have a disrupted monitored return. So I think that's great. I'm very glad to hear about this.
Okay, that's good. Ms. Wright?
Judge, the same thing. We disagree with some of the stuff in the CASA report, but I don't know that we need to really get into all that. I think the important thing is that the children, the child that is home seems to be doing well. Parents are getting him to school, taking care of business in that regard. We are happy to hear that we want to do some visits with the girls, and I do think that there's a way for them to get home. It's just more time that we need.
Okay. Ms. Holtzclaw, what do you need? It's not in your report.
I don't know that there's anything necessarily that's not in the report. I think we just like the idea that they are doing good. We've seen good things in the home. Everybody's had that same response. And I think we also all agree they just need more time, that this is going to be a big undertaking to have these 4 kids particularly at home. And the more time they have and the more spaced out it is, the better. We still feel that the boys being together first is more important because there was kind of a fractured bond with the parents, and the boys also, you know, Bryson's been home a little while now, and that's his room and his parents and his bathroom, and he's still toilet training. And so we really think that having Bentley come home and having them have that opportunity to work on potty training together with the boys and do bedtime routine and help them share their own room and get their own thing going before introducing the girls home is probably better. But you know, just because they need, I mean, we've been asking for the play therapy for a while. I don't know that they're ever going to get that, but it would be beneficial for the boys because they, you know, they need that together, and with the parents. But even just having them have that extra time together, I think would be better before going in with the girls more than just weekends anyway. So,
you know what I'm gonna put in the order? I'm gonna put CPS report on local play therapy options at next hearing, okay? Because if we're gonna do a monitor return, we're still gonna have time to do play therapy here. And that gives everybody time to look for a local provider that could do play therapy with the boys. And maybe by then the girls will be old enough to be incorporated in it too. But I mean, ABA is pretty much, I mean, ABA is like 16 hours a week or something crazy like that.
Yeah, it's crazy. And the play therapy is offered at Phoenix Center, and that's not very far from where they are. We just need to see if we can get them in. So
no, if they'd open that back entrance again, they could just zip over there real easy. But that back entrance has been closed for a long time. Heck, that would be really convenient. Yeah, no, I think ABA, I mean, the more I've been hearing about ABA, I mean, I don't even know how you can go to school and do ABA therapy, which is really sad. Unless y'all know something more than I do, because I just know a little bit about that. Okay, Miss, what's up?
You said Miss Fowler, right? It cut out right when you, okay. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, you said Miss Fowler. I'm like, I think that's your name.
I just heard you say Miss, but figured it was my turn. Your Honor, I don't disagree with anything that anybody said. The parents are doing well. There are obstacles, but that's normal. The kids all look great. I had a virtual visit with each one of the kids. I saw kids getting big, smiling faces. Those little girls are so cute and big, and so are the boys. It's just, I've seen those little faces. The little girls were just tiny little infant faces until recently, but they're very cute and they look very healthy. And they look like they've come a long way from the medically needy kids that they were. So I'm supportive. We had a professionals meeting yesterday or the day before, and are trying to work out some kind of weekend inclusion of a Bentley and the girls and trying to figure out what will work best. I think that there are good points to sending the kids or the girls home first and good points to sending Bentley home first. So I think just whatever tends to work out. And I like Kim's idea about getting with Sarah Garrett to see if we can get the boys into play therapy. But as of now, I don't have much to add to the conversation except to congratulate the parents on getting this far and keep pushing them forward with positivity so that they can get all 4 of these kids home soon.
Okay, yay. Let me ask y'all a question. I was working on, while y'all been talking, I've been working on the scheduling order for the extension. The next hearing on the boys is scheduled for 6/6, which I think is a good day. That's good time. Then the trial on the boys is 7/11 because the dismissal date is 8/5 and that extension. Do we want to then put this on the other side? The new dismissal date for the girls is 11/4. Do y'all want a hearing on the girls on 7-11 like we have on the boys? And you do?
Yes, Judge.
And then you want me to just set a trial like September, but we can bump it back? I mean, because all these dates are going to be irrelevant when we get to a monitored return, right?
I think so.
It's weird. It's difficult when we're all on, different timelines. So, okay. So the dates for the girls are, and the extension are 6/6, 7/11, and trial 9/5. Not going to happen that day, but that's the date I have to put in the scheduling order. The new dismissal date for the girls is 11/4/23, like I said. Okay, well, the only thing I'm going to order, I'm going to grant the extension. I'm going to say alternate weekends with Bentley here one weekend and the girls the next, parents to the transportation to and from placement. In the boys' case, I'm going to add CPS report on local play therapy options at the next hearing. Parents don't have. Yes, ma'am.
I did have one request. Can we name CASA the surrogate parent for educational purposes for Bryson? He is getting ARDS, and I think that Kim is in a good position having dealt with some of these issues. And I think that they're not going to know what hit him, and this little boy's going to get all of the accommodations and services that he needs if she's participating in those ARDS. And I don't believe that she has had the opportunity to do that yet.
Hold on, Mr. Houseman, I see. Miss Holtzclaw, is that good with you? Or are you trained in that regard through CASA?
Yes, well, my son is autistic, so I've been attending ARD meetings for 7 years with him since he was 3. And so I know very well how to ask for what is really needed. And I've worked with a lot of professionals that give me the tools to know what to ask for, where they have to give it to you and where they can't put you off, if that makes any sense. So I want him to have all that my son has had. And so I want to work with him on that.
Okay. CASA is named surrogate parent for Bryson for education purposes. Mr. Houseman, you had your hand raised, but I don't know if your lawyer wants you to talk, but you're muted.
We've already, I have invited Kim to our last ARD meeting, I believe, and she wasn't able to make it. I'm not sure why, but she was invited.
Okay. Well, now we're going to put this, and she'll be on the list of people that the school has to send out the notice to and all that kind of stuff. So that's good. And they'll like it a lot, so that'll be good.
Judge, I had a question. Does the court want a separate order for the surrogate parent thing, or just is it fine to put in the order?
I think we've just put it, excuse me, I think we've just put it in other orders before.
Okay.
Kim Singleton, do you need a standalone order? Or are you okay in the body of the order?
I'm okay in the body.
Actually, Agata, why don't you send me a standalone order? Because then I can just sign that on my phone and I can get that done quicker than having to have a docket sheet and review the orders and blah, blah. Just do that. Okay.
Your Honor, I would also like to ask the court to make an order to require the parents to test randomly at the request. I know that Courtney has finished. I'm not quite sure. I know that drugs were never an issue, but I would like for CPS, not on the color system, but when requested, to go and take an ethanol test. I think there have been some bubblings up of alcohol issues. Not quite sure if those are real issues or just kind of some normal life stuff that's come up as a distraction. But I would like for Teresa and Morgan to be able to ask the parents to go and test and take an alcohol test if it comes up.
So let me ask this, Ms. Fowler, are they on a color scheme now?
I know that Chris is doing tests, and I know that his levels, they were all over the place, but I know they're coming down in some of the lowest that they've been for marijuana. But I'm not quite sure about Courtney's testing, because that's just never was an issue in this case before. So I don't believe she's testing at all right now. And I don't want to put her, I'm not asking to put her on a color system where she calls every day. If she's not doing that, but I would like for if these issues continue, and it's kind of rumors and third parties, I don't have any proof of anything. I would just like for us to not have to come back to court and make a big deal of it. If Teresa could just send them for a test if needed.
Okay. Are they both? I think I read in the report both parents are working Okay, good.
And I think Ms.
They'll
McDonald.
be busy next. Start getting busy.
I think Ms. McDonald had something to say.
Yes, ma'am.
I was just going to say, Courtney was on the color system at the beginning of the case, but she's been off for several weeks because she's been clean UAs since the beginning of the case. And we do have her randomly not testing for alcohol, but we certainly can add that. I think we're already asking her. She did a hair follicle a couple of months ago. I mean, they're very cooperative, and whenever I ask them to go do one, they'll do it. So that's the only reason she's not on the color now is because she was and is no longer, but I have no problem with asking her to go do randomly, and I think they'll do that.
And I say parents UAs to randomly include alcohol.
Okay.
Can we add no alcohol in the house?
I didn't want to add any negativity because I do think they're doing really well right now, but I just wanted it to be able to nip it in the bud if it was an issue without having to come back to court and making a big production about it.
Ms. Singleton, what was your question?
Can we add up, just say no alcohol in the house? And there is a sliding glass patio. We need to make sure it gets fixed immediately.
Can CPS provide an alarm, kind of like when you get in a security system, you've got the two magnets that when they separate, they make a ding, 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 ding.
I know that we, well, the kinship worker requested something similar to that for Megan. So I can see what they had for her. But yeah, we can ask the Child Welfare Board to, you know, I just don't know what to look for, but we can find something.
Okay, parents UAs to randomly include alcohol, no additional UAs, just the regular UAs that they're doing. No alcohol consumed while in the possession of the children or anywhere the kids are located.
Okay, and Judge, just to clarify, is Dad just going to test even for drugs randomly, or does he stay on the color?
I think he can be random.
Okay, so just random for everyone?
Yeah.
Judge, I'd prefer that Chris stay on a color. Like I said, he's only had one negative test since the beginning of the case, and he is doing phenomenal right now. He is back into intensive outpatient treatment, and his numbers are still going down. But right now we have a agreement that he will not transport any of the children until he starts having negative drug tests. And since I think we're close to getting those, I would prefer, he's testing 3 times a month, and you know, he is now testing in Marble Falls.
Okay, we'll just leave it that way. Okay. You brought, maybe think of something, Miss McDonald. What about couples therapy?
They are in couples therapy with Tina Nunley. I think they've had 2 or 3 sessions. She is recommending that be discharged. She doesn't feel like they need couples therapy at this point.
I'm concerned when all the kids come back home, it's going to be very chaotic. I mean, anybody's house, I mean, you know, the perfect family's house would be chaotic with 2, 3, 4 kids. I mean, if they need to go on a little hiatus, I don't have a problem with that, but I don't want them to have to reinvent the wheel again, you know, right. When all kids are coming back. I mean, maybe go, you know, once a month or twice a month or something, but I mean, I think we can cut down a little bit, but I don't want her off the radar screen.
Okay.
I mean, they got a lot on their plates. And it might just be good to have somewhere just to go vent that you're not going to be, you know, that is a, what's the word?
A safe place to
do that. But there's a word where it's not critical. It's a, you know, a constructive, that's the word, a constructive venting. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll check out with Miss Nunley and tell her to go ahead and just leave them on, cut down the sessions or be available. That won't be a
problem. Miss Houseman, I'm concerned because you are really skinny.
Always has been.
Really? I mean, you are like super skinny. You need to eat a bunch of like that fudge cake at Chili's. Or bring it to me, I'll take care of it. But I mean, I just want to make sure that your health is good. It is good? I can't hear you, you're muted.
I'm good. I eat like a pig.
Well, y'all are busy and running all over the place. I got that. You know, I'm just. I mean, I'm not accusing you of anything. I just think you look really thin.
I promise I eat at least like 5 meals a day.
Courtney, eat a big cheeseburger and take a photo of it and send it to me,
Okay,
and I'll send it to Judge, okay?
Okay, I promise.
Yeah. Cheeseburger and fries and chill. They got those big old fat hamburgers. So yeah, no. I don't know if you have to pay for it or something, but yeah, you need to eat a lot of fat cheeseburgers. Nobody ever tells me I look skinny, so be glad that somebody says you look skinny.
I was gonna say I've never heard those words uttered to me.
Yeah, I know. Because it's the other one, and nobody wants to say that for me, huh? Or, you know, yeah. And everybody, when we go back in person, we're all going to see everybody in real life. So then we're going to know. So, okay, y'all have service plans. You know it. Y'all got to comply. Your parental rights could be subject to termination. Okay. Next hearing, 6/6. How many months? Oh, that's a long time. Should I move it to May? Probably ought to move it to May. Let me do that.
That would work for me, actually.
Yeah, I think that would be May 2nd. That works out better. We got a May, July, and September on the girls.
And the boys will be 5/12 as well, or 5/2.
5/2. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. 5/2. Okay. Good luck, everybody. We'll see y'all. See you at Chili's. Eating a burger. Okay. Bye. Thank y'all.